What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tonyd2wild checking in once again, back with the banger of the day, guys. And this shoe kind of like threw me off. I actually like these more than when I saw the images. Don't do this one justice. But we got another got 'em early in the building for the upcoming Jordan 11 Low Diffused Blue. All right, y'all, so we got a couple of pickups in. One in particular we've already shown you guys before, but I wanted to put this out to give you guys, I guess, an update on how to look at this release, because it is right around the corner, literally dropping tomorrow. And I just want y'all to know what to look out for and whether or not something you need to be alarmed about, or you can sit back and relax. The Jordan 6 Olympics. Now, the Jordan 6 Olympics is set to release this Saturday, August 3rd, for a retail price point of $200. So make sure you guys and girls got that set in the calendar. Now, in the secondary market right now, currently, these things are right around the retail price point, like $10 below, $10 above, depending on your size. Now, particularly in my size, I saw them going for $186. Now, that is before the shipping and fees that come along with it, which would then put this at around a little bit above the $200 price point. So with that being said, this is a shoe that I could see selling fairly well come Saturday, but you can more than likely get these shoes at that $200 price point, shipped, meaning free shipping. You know, there's gonna be sites that obviously charge for shipping and sites that don't charge for shipping. So you're gonna be looking at $200 to $220 depending on where you get these shoes from. But for the most part, I think that these shoes will sell. I'm looking at like 80%, 70% sell through depending on the site. Now for like Nike, who has the most pairs in any store out there, they're probably gonna be still sitting with a couple of pairs come that upcoming Saturday. This particular pair though, for me, is going to be a shoe that is staying at the crib. I'm gonna unfortunately jump on it and cop them on release date and just not take the risk. But is this a shoe that's gonna be botted and, you know, all that? From what we see, at least right now, no. But I do think that come 2 weeks after release, this shoe for the most part will be 90% gone, like certain sizes lingering. Definitely that first sale at 10%, 20% off, they'll be gone out the door. So I think that this is actually a very solid release compared to what we see on other releases coming later on in the month of August, even probably particularly this one right here. Next up though, we have another shoe that will be releasing going into next week. Nothing really crazy, but it's another Nike Dunk Low, but this is the Ivory Ultraman. Now, if you're someone that's maybe a little bit older than me, because I didn't even know about Ultraman until my wife's father, my father-in-law, told me about it, because he saw a shoe a long time ago that mimicked these colorways. And then later on, the Nike Dunk Low released the Ultraman colorway and Ultraman Nike Dunk Low. Now they're bringing out another iteration of that in what they're calling an light ivory, but they're giving the name Light Ivory Ultraman because it looks a lot like the Ultraman that released. I think some of the differences, of course, is the whites, the ivories are swapped out for what you would see that red or that gray featured on that shoe that released a couple of months back. Now, the material on this one is slightly different than that previous version. It's a little bit more tumbled, a little bit more texturized. The leather though feels a little bit more cheaply made, I guess, on this pair compared to that, as well as you have what seems to be almost like a ripstop material featured over on the tongue. But these do look nice. They do look clean. They are something that maybe I could grab down the road on a sale. I don't think this is gonna be something that flies off the shelf. Right now, Nike Dunks, we know they are pretty much easy sitters that you could take your time on, but they do come in a lot of different shapes, shades, and sizes. Well, that doesn't make no sense, but a lot of different colorways, I'll say that. Now, as far as the release date, I had saw that these releasing like later on in fall. It says to be announced 2024. I saw one that said October 5th. I saw one in August of this month. However, they're available right now over on Feature. So like some stores have them, some stores don't. I don't know what the deal is with this particular colorway. So it may be available right now as we speak. They're not available on Soul Play. I'll have to wait and see, but I don't know if there's even gonna be, like sometimes with like Nike Air Force Ones and Dunks, they just drop shoes. Like it's only the big shoes that get those pushing big Twitter, you know, post and all that, and Instagram posts. But sometimes shoes like this just come in and go, you feel me? So right now on Feature, which is a prominent shop and online store that I frequent, they're available right now. $125 is the price point, and these are called the Ivory Ultramans, inspired by the 1999 Ultraman Dunk that later came out later this year. It came back out, and then now this is a little bit of a, I guess you could say, twist of that. But yeah, something different, something to talk about, and I guess available now on certain sites. That part I just don't know. And last but not least, we have another Jordan 11 low. I think this might be this off the top of my dome, guys, don't kill me, but this might be like the second Jordan 11 low of this year, and that is the diffused blue. So this is the first time me seeing them right now in hand. Like, this is it. Like, I have the box, I just looked at it with you guys, right? And I am a little bit more impressed than what the images and what I saw going in. Like this shoe has a very nice look. That diffused look is actually pretty solid. Now, I own the Jordan 11 low. It was like snakeskin navy. We've seen like 11 lows drop in the navy, the snakeskin version that was in like a navy, you know, cherries, the baby blue joints. Like, I've owned a lot of those of the past recently. This is a whole new take on a Jordan 11 as far as in the colorway, which is a little bit diffused blue, because we've seen navy versions of this, but it has like a light shade tint to it. It's really hard to describe what it is, and like, I guess it's what they calling it, the diffused, because it's a navy colorway, but it's not a dark tinted navy colorway. It's like a faded navy. And let me just read what the box says, because the box is going, and it's going to probably say diffused blue. White/midnight navy. Air Jordan 11 low, retro, 8.5 on this particular pair. These are set to release on August 17th, and the price point on this is $190. Bam! So it is a midnight navy, but it's got that light diffused look. It's like it was navy and then they wrapped it with like another layer that like made it brighter. You feel me? It's hard to explain, but it is picking up very well for you guys on the camera to show you what we're talking about here. On the sole also, it's like a very milky sole. It's not a tinted blue or translucent. It's more of that milky, it's very foggy of some sorts. It has a little bit of that underlining of the like navy blue hint of it, but not the blue tint that we're so used to on your typical Jordan 6s and stuff like that. It's a little bit different, which will probably age very well, not yellow as fast, or at least hold this particular color for quite some time. I just did a check and see how these were actually, you know, holding up as far as in the secondary market. We know that these Space Jam 11 lows did fairly well, but there were some sizes that went below retail. I actually made a video on it being one of the top shoes that you could, you know, currently get below retail. And the Space Jam, in my opinion, on a low aspect or even on an 11, is probably one of the top tier Jordan 11s out there. So this is a brand new colorway. I expect that this will perform less than that. Basically saying that this shoe, I mean, it's a very nice shoe, but it's probably gonna be a shoe that you can get for below retail once again as well. But it features, of course, the typical materials and overall look of the Jordan 11. You got that upper white mesh, nice thick rope laces, but then of course you have that midnight navy featured on the patent leather as well as on the inner sock lining and on the back with the Jumpman, the 23, and then the milky sole, third spacing. A little bit different. It's not the black band, but it's a white band with that. It's like a baby blue lettering and then a midnight navy Jumpman in there. It has like a little bit of a very light coat of like a baby blue silverish type of look going on there. Jordan 1 lows, I mean, I'm a fan of them. You know, I don't own that many, but I want to say I own about 3 pairs, at least in the collection. They're very nice, they're solid. And for the most part, you know, if you like this shoe, hey, I love it. At the end of the day, grab what you like, cop what you want, hold what you got. Like my man Ricardo would always say, salute to Garzilla if you're still out there, brother. And these do come into a special box. Check it out. So you got that 2 tint, the dark navy, and then that like light blue, diffused blue that's featured here on the shoe. I like these though, I ain't gonna lie. Am I picking them up though, chat? I said chat, my bad. I'm thinking like I'm live streaming or something. I'm not gonna pick them up. Not because I don't want them, but because this is my 190 for this month. Those Nerfs are my, what was that, 160, 150 for this month. And then we got also them 17s coming out. That's $300 off the hip right there. So right there alone, we already up in the $600, $700 range. I think I'm kind of good for now until, you know, I think there's another, oh, I'm in year 3s, you feel me? We did a top 10 sneakers of August that are coming out this month. That's the previous video. Go and check that out. You'll see for yourself where all my money's kind of going towards, at least. There's a lot of other stuff, not to knock these. They're dope, but there's a lot of other money grabbers of this month. With that said though, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Also the Kobe's, the gold medals also. But yeah, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That review is coming up next. I will see y'all on the next one. I'm checking in. I'm checking out. As always, love y'all. Peace.